Today's line is, "You who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing." This is from the carol Good King Wenceslas. A famous actor is reputed to have said, "I've been poor and I've been rich, and I know which I prefer." Well, it's a no-brainer, to use a modern parlance. Nobody wants to be poor, but it is a fact of life that so many people are. Apparently, I was poor, but I didn't know it until someone on London-centric TV back in the 50s referred to the provincial poor latchkey kids, the children who, on arriving home from school, would let themselves into an empty house whilst their parents were at work. How dare they? I come from a very loving and warm-hearted family. That trumps any inference to the contrary. How dare they say I'm poor? And that's the rub. The word poor only conveys a paucity of financial worth and excludes the richness of spirit. In the carol, Good King Wenceslas went with his servant to provide food and firewood to a peasant struggling against the harsh winter conditions, an act of charity beyond the normal expectations of a medieval aristocrat, an altruistic act that still resonates today. It is said it is better to give than to receive, unless, of course, your circumstances dictate that you are indeed in need. When I was 10 years old, everyone in my neighbourhood was more or less of the same financial level. But you couldn't really point a finger and say they were poor, because I suppose we all were. And the same applies today. Despite on a much higher level living conditions compared to the 1950s, there are many in need of help, but they are not always easy to identify. If that's not the case, why are there so many food banks? Although we don't know whom we help when we donate food from our pantries each week, we do know that we are really blessed to be able to do so.